Cool. So without further ado, I don't know that you need an introduction, but what the heck? Why not just throw it out there? Let people know who you are. If they don't, they're going to want to get to know you. So Irene,
we've been learning from Irene for decades.
Decades. Yeah. She's forgot. Hey, Devin, I think she's forgot more than we'll ever know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what
the OG.
The OG.
Facts.
So
100% facts.
So
you want me to introduce, or are you going to introduce?
So Irene and I have been friends, man. Has it been 15 years, Irene?
It's been more than that.
More than that?
16 or 17 years.
17, yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
So it's been a great ride, and I'm still excited to be on this train with you, or jet, or whatever you want to call it. So
it's a jet, man.
It's a jet.
Super fast, man.
Yeah, super fast.
Flying through the universe.
I'll let you introduce yourself and kind of the training that you do and all that stuff. But I want to get into a little prezi of how you help branches, how you help loan officers, and all that kind of stuff. So excited to talk about that because it's a big deal.
So I've been a loan officer coach for the last 15 years. I ran my own mortgage business. I had a team. I did all of the things that have to do with running a business, and then I was coaching and running a team at the same time. And then I finally decided to just coach for a while. And now what I'm doing since January of 2019, as I was coaching people, I noticed that there was a really big need for them to have somebody to train their team, somebody that was different than them. They didn't have time, or they didn't want to. They wanted to go get business. And the only way they could do that is if they could trust the person on their team. So that's what I did, is I created what we now call the WOW training. And that's where we started. And now I'm doing some other things, helping them hire the right loan partner, because loan officers typically don't like doing that part either. And it's not for everyone, but it's for some people. But what I love to do, what I'm passionate about doing, is helping loan officers grow. And the way that I am helping people grow now is not by coaching them on how to go get sales and things like that right now. What I'm doing is helping them structure their teams, helping them get the right person and then structure it. And so that's what I love to do. And it's been really fun.
Irene,
WOW training is right. You almost want to call it Wowza training.
Wowza.
Scott, I've had several people that I've put through her program. And, you don't just train them how to do the work, but one of the things that you do that I admire so much is you train them how to be enthusiastic about providing a high level of customer service. And I think that's almost more important than teaching them the process itself, because we're in a business that requires people to execute on a high level and provide great customer service. And that's one of the things that I really love about your program, is it's both sides. It's the how-to, and it's the how to amaze. And so Wowza training.
Wowza.
We might change that.
we just come up with a new brand for Irene. Wowza. Sounds
it here first.
Wowza. Yeah. So Irene, don't you see that the stuff that you do in the part that you train on, creating that referable experience is one of the, like, getting people out of their own minds to, like, when you said, the first thing you said was trust their team. Because if you don't trust your team, you can't go do what you need to do to get more business. You're going to get up and go, man, I know if I do it, I'm just going to burn a relationship or lose a deal because I can't get out of my own way because I don't have the team to back me up. Do you see that?
Yes.
Do you see that where people are closing 5, 6, 8 loans? Like, where's that number? Like, what is it about? What's the number?
I've seen the number right around, depending on the type of loans they do, whether they're a broker or retail shop, a lot of that makes a difference in how much time is spent.
Yeah.
But it's when you start getting between 5 and 7 loans, unless you're a super amazing organizing person, which most loan officers are not, right? There are a few. I've met a few.
Yeah.
But most of them are not. And so when you're around 6, 7 loans, you're maxed out because you have to go get business as well as take care of the client. So it's that typical roller coaster, right? You've got the roller coaster. You go get the business, you take care of the business, and then you have no business, so you got to go get more business. Yeah. So instead of the roller coaster, you hire someone that can help you, and then you train them, and then you trust them. And you don't just hire anyone. You hire someone that's really going to be in line with the way you like to do business.
Yeah, gotcha. So, so talk to us about the start of, because I think one of the things is, where do I, like, if I'm trying to get out of my own way, is it the communication piece between the loan officer and the team of just setting proper expectations? Where do you find the gap is? Because there's some amazing teams, amazing loan officers. They just can't, like, I don't know if it's a fight or it's a leader issue, or where do you find the gap there?
The gap, I've always found the gap to be in they don't have their system set up. You might have a great loan officer, you might have a really great loan partner or somebody that could be really good, but they get hired, they get thrown in, and the loan officer tells them, okay, here, take this over now. And then they don't monitor anything. They don't make sure they get onboarded properly. They don't do any of that stuff. And then there's a problem because there's no clear job description. There's no clear cut thing of what they're expected to do. So setting the expectations is really important. When I teach the WOW training, my team and I, when we're on there, we always ask, how many of you, this is on day one, we ask them, how many of you have a clear cut job description? Because we're talking to the loan partners or the processors or the executive assistants. And 99% of them do not have a clear cut job description. I'm always impressed with the ones that do, because it's amazing, but they need a clear cut job description. So that's one of the first things that we tell them, go back to your loan officer, and we keep the loan officer informed as well. And you say, go back to your loan officer and get a clear cut job description. We actually give them time. If we have a class that doesn't have a lot of people with the job description, we will give them time in class to kind of write a few things that they do and to go back and help the loan officer create the clear-cut job description.
So say that again. They don't have it, like the LOA does not have a clear-cut job description or detail-oriented,
mapped out job description. They just say, oh, I take it from a contract to close. But nothing is written out. There's no systems written out. There's no processes. And there are some that have them, but it's very rare. And that's where the disconnect comes in, is they don't know exactly who does what on the team. And so sometimes it's the loan officer, sometimes it's the loan partner, sometimes it's the processor, sometimes it's the loan partner. So there's no like clear definition of who does what in the workflow. And
the LOA is the type of person that needs a detailed description. They like that. That's how they function and feel good about their job, right?
Yes. Okay. And LOs don't. Most loan officers don't need that. No, we just go.
Yeah. Like I say, if you're detail oriented, you're not good in sales. That's what I typically do. Like you're like ADD. Like everybody's like, I'm ADD. I'm like, yep, you should be, because you're good in sales, but you're not good at detail orientation. So
yeah. So that's where I see the biggest disconnect is in a clear cut, not just a job description, but I always ask them 4 questions. What is the task? Who's responsible for doing it? This might be something people want to write down. What's the task? Who's responsible for doing it? What's the deadline to get that task done once it comes to you? And what is the follow-up date? Because the follow-up is where everything falls apart if you don't do it right.
Interesting.
So everything we do in loans has a follow-up date. From the very beginning, even after it closes, there's a follow-up date to follow up with them, right? So go ahead. That's it.
So if I don't have an LOA, I should put those things in place no matter what.
Absolutely.
Like for myself.
If you don't have an LOA, you are the LOA.
Okay. That's a great way.
For a while.
Devin, what do you think about that? Are you the LOA, Devin? So talk to us a little bit about what how long is it? What does it look like? What are some things that, besides the detail orientation, that you cover with the training that you provide? And tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So as far as the WOW training, it's a live, interactive, video, audio training for support staff of the loan officers. Typically, the loan officers don't come. First of all, they don't have time. Second of all, they don't want to do the training. And so they show up for it's a 10-hour course, and it's broken into 2.5-hour days. So 4 2.5-hour days. And it's typically in the morning, and the morning for the West Coast people, the afternoon for the East Coast people. But what we do is we cover mindset, we cover culture, team culture, we cover defining their role on the team, the importance of having a clear-cut job description like we talked about. Mindset is the biggest thing. I'm never going to teach a class without mindset and self-talk. That is the foundation of everything. And so we talk a lot about that. And that is the one that hits them the most. Of all the feedback we've gotten, they have a lot of good things they take, but the mindset thing is what really helps them with the team, because now they're looking at things differently. They have a different mindset. They're using their self-talk, and that is all done on day one. And then we cover how to have a loan process checklist. We cover how to tackle and overcome call reluctance. Now, for the support staff, call reluctance is different than for a salesperson. Right? It's different, but it's still call reluctance. A lot. One of the things that loan officers tell us a lot is, do you cover do you cover them making the calls? Do you cover them being afraid to pick up the phone or not wanting to pick up the phone, being hesitant? Yes, we do cover that. Yes. So all of that is covered. And then the importance of owning their role, the importance of supporting their loan officer. We give them all kinds of tips and tricks of ways that they can help their loan officer even more than they already do. Typically, most of them are already good at what they do. Some of them are great at what they do, but they send them anyway because it puts them all in alignment with doing things in a way that's going to wow clients. So the thing about it is we want clients to walk away from the experience and say, wow, that's why we call it wow training. But wow, that was an amazing experience. I'm going to send all my friends and family to you guys.
Well, I want to touch on something you said, Irene, because you talked a little bit about picking up the phone and not having call reluctance. And I can tell you, because I've been doing this for 23 years, and I would imagine people on the call will share this. Has anybody here ever had a processor or a loan officer assistant that they're like, yeah, I reached out. I sent them an email. Right? And it's not the same thing, right? It's not the same result. Picking up the phone and having an actual phone conversation or sending a text and an email, right? Those are all things that are super important. And it creates that urgency, and it creates what you just talked about, which is an experience. Communication is key in any process. And when people know that there's constant communication, they'll pay more for a product. They'll wait longer for a product because they have the confidence that everything that's supposed to be happening is actually happening. They've done studies on this stuff, right? So that's something you touched on. I think it's super important because, again, we've all had it, right? Now, maybe right now we got some super people on the team, because I know we do, right, that do this. But a lot of those people do it because we sent them through your training, right? So, but, again, just, think about that in your experience. How many times have you had that person where you're like, did you reach out? Yeah, I sent them an email. Is that good enough? I don't think it is.
Yes, that's the big thing. And we just added that this last year, the call reluctance, because we found that there was a need for that. People really need to learn how to get on the phone and not feel weird about it. We approached this class because this is all support staff. They're not loan officers. They're not salespeople, especially in their own minds. They're not salespeople. And so we've had a few that have been salespeople before that are okay, but most of the time they feel like they're not salespeople. So we have to come from a completely different process of how to ask for referrals. When we do teach them how to do that, we teach them how to ask for referrals. We teach them how to make outbound phone calls to their past clients, to the pre-approved and looking people. And we tell them all the time, go to your loan officer, make sure this is something your loan officer wants you to do, because we don't want to make it sound like this is what you have to do. It's very individual to whoever wants it. And so they learn to make those phone calls. We put them in Zoom rooms and they practice. When we did these classes live, we were doing it live practicing, but they learn how to make those calls and get comfortable with some scripts about how to do it and put it in their own voice and feel more comfortable with it. So we do that. It's really important that they also learn how to communicate with people, we talk about words to use and words not to use when you're communicating with people, how to make people feel so welcome when they come as a client into your sphere, and how to connect with them. That's the biggest thing. Some people do that naturally, but some people have to learn a few little things that you can do to connect with them. You know how it is when someone buys a home and you're talking to them throughout the loan process as a loan partner, let's say, or as a processor. You can ask questions like, God, you guys are getting this home with a pool. How awesome is that? What made you buy a home with a pool? Or, you got 4 bedrooms now and you got a baby on the way. Isn't that going to be exciting when you get in the home? And, just be on the journey with them and and develop that connection so that somebody calls them and says, hey, I got a better lender, or I got a lender that you're going to pay less money, or whatever it is. My brother's a lender. They're going to go, nope, I'm staying here. I'm staying with John's team because John is the one. Their team treats me well. And they may not be saying it, but they're thinking that. That's the experience they're getting. So you want them to feel wowed. And all of this applies to you. If you don't have a loan partner yet and you want to do these, this is the things that you should be doing yourself.
Mm-hmm. I want to talk about self-talk, because I mean, you said it to me over the years, over and over and over, and I didn't realize how important it was, how important it is. And so when you're in a bad spot, we all have our demons, we all go through our bad, things, and we're like short-term, long-term, whatever it is, family, other people, whatever. Talk to us a little bit about self-talk, because it's not a okay, I'm just gonna think it today and it's just gonna fix itself, right?
No.
I wish it was that easy. The world would be a better place, right? Talk to us a little bit about, because you're so good with this and instrumental, and I never I don't think I've heard it until recently, to be honest with you. I'm like, okay, I'm in a good space, but then when you're not in a good space, you're like, dang, man, how do I get out of it? So
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about the self-talk piece, because I think it's a big deal for a lot of people, depending on where they're at in their lives, and that changes.
Yeah. So I'll start with this. Our thoughts create our emotions. What we think about makes us feel a certain way. Our emotions create what we do, our actions. So what we're feeling is going to make us act a certain way. And then our actions are what create our results. So what we do is going to create the result we want, good or bad. And that's why putting the right thoughts into our minds is what starts everything. So we grew up with certain programming. We got it from our parents, our teachers, all kinds of people that we knew. It was like we were just opening up ourselves and people were just giving us their own version of what was real. And we may have grown up with affirming families and we may not have grown up with affirming families. But my point is that it is not too late to change it. So what we do is we take intentional self-talk, which you can come up with on your own. I can help you with it, or you can also go to selftalkplus.com.
Okay.
I don't make any money on this. This isn't anything, but this is my mentor, Shad Helmstetter, that put this app together. It's called selftalkplus.com.
Okay.
And you can also go online and get it, but it's $19 a month. All of the self-talk is created for you already. And there's subjects, like there's self-esteem, there's living a good life, there's all kinds of subjects, and you take the subject that you want to start with, whatever that is, and then you say, okay, so I'll tell you first what happened to me. Back in 2010, in 2006, when everything was going really bad. Remember all those days?
Oh yeah.
And the mortgage meltdown, what they call it, and everything.
Yeah.
Yes, and we were experiencing it as loan originators, just like everyone else.
Yeah.
And I was on my way to go meet with an insurance agent, just a person in the community that gave us business and stuff. And I was ready to fall apart, literally, what was happening. And I put my self-talk into place and I said, nope, I'm not going there. I'm going to intentionally talk to myself on the way to the appointment. You're having a good life. You enjoy everyday living. You're lucky to be able to have a great job. Just telling myself things like that. You're going to have a great meeting with her. And just talk to myself like that as I was going. And by the time I got there, my whole mindset shifted. And I sat there. She to this day doesn't know how distraught I was before I left my office to go see her. And I'll never forget that, because that was a big win for me to be able to do that, to be able to go. And she had no idea. Someday I'll tell her.
Yeah.
But she had no idea. And that's what self-talk does. But what you do is you take some self-talk and you, like I said, you can listen to it each morning. I keep it on my phone and I listen to it, the app, and it keeps me going. And it's really awesome self-talk. Dr. Shad Helmstetter is my mentor. He's been on my podcast twice. And the kind of man, he's been on world stages, and he came on my podcast just because I asked him, because he's that kind of a person.
Love it.
So
Love it.
Self-talk is meant to intentionally put, you could call them affirmations, things that are going to help you. and put them in your mind every day intentionally and repeat them over and over again so that you can, the more you repeat it, the more your brain will take it in and you will start to believe it. When you first do it, you won't feel like it's real. You'll feel like you're lying to yourself, and that's okay. You just keep repeating it over and over. So let me give you an example. What's one piece of self-talk that anyone here has, you can put it in the chat bar if you want, that is not serving you, or you've heard it from someone else and it's not serving them?
Rates suck.
Rates suck. That's a great one. Okay. So rates suck. So the opposite of that, instead of saying rates suck, think about how you feel when you say that. How's it going to make you feel during the day, right? Yes. And remember, your thoughts create your emotions create your actions, and that creates your results. So instead of saying rates suck, you could say, you know, I have an amazing business that I'm in, and I'm able to really help people. Or you could say rates don't suck, but you don't want to say it that way, right? You could concentrate on something opposite of rates. So anybody have any ideas of what that would be? Like if you say rates suck, what's the opposite of rates suck?
Rates are awesome for the right person.
Perfect. Rates are awesome for the right person. And I provide amazing rates because really they're no different than what everyone else is providing, right? The market is the market.
Right. Level playing field.
And so, yes, I take great care of my clients with the best rates I can.
Yeah.
That's another thing that you could say instead of rates suck.
They're under the 30-year mid. I mean, they are.
Awesome.
They're good now.
Awesome. So Irene, do you say it out loud or do you just think it?
I write it and then I think it.
You write it.
I do say it out loud.
Okay,
yes,
so you do it all.
Say it out
okay,
loud.
okay.
I don't always say it out loud. That's just my own preference. I'm most of the time thinking through it, or I'm listening to it and repeating it in my mind.
Love it.
That's how I do it.
Okay. Irene, one of my original mentors taught me this phrase, and I absolutely love it, and I've used it my whole life, and it's you bring about what you think about. And one of the things that he talked about is that words are powerful.
Yes.
So when you use specific words, your brain identifies what that word means to you, and that's what it gives you. So if you say today sucks, your brain goes, what does sucks mean to Irene? And then the rest of the day, your brain is putting that on you, right? Whereas if you use those powerful words, as you say, right? And you say, today's going to be a great day, right? They're all great days. You're going to start to have a different outlook on life. And I've literally used this my entire career. It's actually got me where I am today. I've been in some difficult positions like all of you have, right? Yeah. But just using positive self-talk and using powerful words and not bad powerful words, because the bad powerful words will do exactly the opposite, right? They will bring you down, right? Yes. And this is why you don't hang out by the water cooler with everybody else that's talking negatively, right? You run from that, right? I used to work in car sales decades ago. And I remember there was always a group of people that would sit at the back of the lot and talk about why they couldn't make any money, right? And then there was always a guy like Scott that every time that he saw somebody move into the dealership, he was on it 100% of the time, right? And who was making money? Scott. Because Scott wasn't hanging out with the negative thinkers that were talking about all the things that didn't work. He was the guy that was out there on the floor. And I say Scott because I know you used to do this.
I did. I can't believe you did too. I didn't know that until right now. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. And he would be the first person to take the drive up. He would be on the phone reaching out and making opportunities for himself. So you bring about what you think about is so real, and it will change your entire outlook in the way that you do business.
Love it.
Absolutely. And it creates your identity. If you want to be like, say you're closing 3 loans a month and you want to be even a 10 or a 15 loan a month originator. If you create self-talk, and anybody can reach out to me and I'll help you learn how to create that. I have a whole, I wish I had the website with me, but I'll send it to you, Scott, and you can send it out to the group.
Okay.
But I have a whole website that, like a landing page that shows how to work with self-talk, and I should have brought it with me. But
okay, no worries. Is it your website or?
Yeah, I created it.
Okay.
Well, my assistant created it.
Okay.
I created the info.
All right.
It's just so important to have that self-talk that you create that is specific to what you're dealing with. The person that you want to become, you can create that person. Your brain will help you change old programs and bring on new programs, but it's all about repetition. And I know it sounds woo-woo to some of you. You may be like Scott was at the beginning. I don't know about that, but I'll tell you what, it works. I am living proof of it, and I can name you hundreds of loan officers that are living proof. In fact, you remember RJ Baxter?
Yeah,
Scott?
love him. Yeah, I love him.
He told me from a while back, he said, Irene, I loved coaching with you. I loved all the things, because we coached together for like 12 years.
Yeah.
And he said, but the one thing that you taught me that has helped me the most is self-talk. And now his children have grown up with self-talk. Now one's in college and one's a senior. And they know how to use self-talk in their life because he taught them that.
Love it.
To me, that is what I live for, to be able to help people and generations of people change their lives.
That's awesome. Sean, what you got, buddy?
It's funny. I'm listening, and by Irene, it's refreshing to hear you talk about this because this is how I was trained years ago, and I could tell you like about 2008 and 9, I started doing short sales on the real estate side, and I was probably doing about 200 or 300 of them. And I would be talking to Rick, and the first conversation I have with him would be, "Hey, Rick, we're going to get this done." And he would be saying, "Oh my God, this isn't going to work. Oh my God, they're not going to approve my loan. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." And at some point, I would have. And it was probably, there's people that you have to tell once something. There's people that you have to tell them every time you talk to them. There's what they call repetitious reminders. And then there's people you remind every so often when there's a tragic event that's happening or some kind of a crash is happening in the process. So it just depends on who you're talking to. But for the most part, when people are in crisis mode, you have to remind them every time. And I would actually say to Rick, I'm like, "Look, Rick, if you don't believe this is going to happen, even if I get this approved, it's not going to happen because you're going to talk yourself out of it. And even if you don't want to talk yourself out of it, your brain is going to figure out a way to get this deal to blow up or force it to blow up without you even trying." I said, "So until we're on the same page, I can't help you. Are you willing to work with me? And do you believe that I can help you get you over the finish line?" And until they actually say yes and get them to say that and get them to start programming their own brain to believe it, quite honestly, I wouldn't work with them. I wouldn't even take their application. I would just say, "Hey, what? When you get this figured out, you let me know, or go talk to these people who've already had that same experience, who were like you before." Because quite honestly, if they're not going to believe that you're going to be able to do it, and they don't have the confidence that you can deliver, they're not going to work with you, and it's going to be a fist fight all the way through the transaction.
Love it. Awesome.
Yeah,
hey, so Irene, I put your site, loanteamtraining.com. Is that where is that the best place to go? Okay.
Yes.
And so is there a place there to like schedule a call with you or talk to you about what you do, how you do, all that?
Yes.
Okay.
I can put that in here. So
or is there a different place you want them to go?
It's callwithirene.com.
Callwithirene.com. Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Callwithirene.com.
Callwithirene.com.
Come on, Irene. What? Hey, Devin, isn't there a song? Come on, Irene, or something like that?
Somebody
Hey!
There you go.
Might have that on here.
Let's see. Is that it right there? See if that works.
Yes, callwithirene.com.
Call
yes.
with Irene. Oh, we call with Irene.
There we go. Once up.
The other one is talktothetrainers.com. Then they would talk to my son, who is one of the trainers as well.
Okay.
If they can't get with me quick enough, or if they want something quicker, he's.
What was that again?
Talktothetrainers.com.
All right, there we go. Talktothetrainers.com. Irene, amazing. Any final words for those that are maybe in a little bit of a rut or stuck, or what would be the one thing that you'd say if you were to do anything at all right here, right now, from what you've learned and how many people you've helped? What would that one thing be?
I would say go get the Self-Talk Plus app and start listening to it. Just pick one subject, and you're going to listen to for about 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, that one subject, just every day. It's morning, noon, and night. I only did it in the morning, and it was good enough. But do that and listen to that, and it will help you. I got through the worst times by listening to self-talk. That quality of life was the one that I chose. And it got me through 2006, 2007, 2010, when all those changes were being made. I would not have gotten through it without it. Yeah.
Awesome. Good
I'm
stuff.
not a quitter, but I don't know that I would have stuck with it. If
It would have been a lot. It would have been a different world, right? Yeah, it would have been. Yeah.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
self-talk's
So
a big
I
deal.
really appreciate you guys all being here today. It means a
Yeah.
lot.
No, a lot of
Thank you so
kudos.
much.
A lot of kudos in the chat. So we appreciate you, and always welcome back. Anytime you got something to give or something to share that's something new or something like anything you want, anytime you want to come back, we'd love to have you.
Thank you so much. One last thing is, if they want to listen to the podcast with Shad Helmstetter, the name of the podcast is Loan Officer Team Training.
Loan Officer Team Training. All right.
And he was on twice.
Okay. Is that .com?
Yeah. Yes. LoanOfficerTeamTraining.com.
All right. Loan Officer Team Training.com.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's so good to
I
see
didn't-
your
I
familiar
probably didn't-
faces.
I probably
everybody.
didn't spell that right. So got loanofficerteamtraining.com. I kind of messed it up. So
Here, I'll put it in there real quick.